The biggest thing you need to do against those cover two looks is to run the ball. We saw it last night with Baltimore and Buffalo. Buffalo loves to run that too high safety look. But one of the biggest things that Baltimore did last night, first play of the game, 87-yard touchdown, and it brought the safeties down. More guys in the box to stop the run. So if you want to stop the cover two high look, you have to run the ball effectively. Another guy who's my sleeper is C.J. West. I watched Indiana play Michigan and Ohio State, and he showed up on every single play. I mean, he's an interior force. I believe he had 7 pressures against Michigan. He's a beast. I think he's great in the pass rush. I think he's great on run defense as well. Projected as a 5th-round pick right now. That should go up once draft season arrives. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Mavs here just because there's too much uncertainty for me with the Clippers. James Harden's not James Harden. I don't know what's going on with Kawhi's injury. And I just think overall the Mavericks are the better team. The Clippers have the better roster, but I think overall the Mavericks play better as a team. I don't think the media is going to respect Luka enough until the Mavericks prove they are the best team in the league. You think back to when James Harden won his MVP. The Rockets won 64 games, and it wasn't even close to his best season. His best season came the year later. 35 points per game, didn't even win the MVP. Luka did something very similar last year, and he's 3rd in the MVP race. I thought he should have won last year, but the media is always going to have a different criteria when it comes to Luka. There is really one answer. El Bombi, Adolis Garcia. I mean, one of the greatest baseball performances I've ever seen. I mean, with all the boos coming down on him, that's where players like that thrive in those moments. When you're the most hated on the field, you want to shut everybody up, and that's exactly what he did. And especially recruiting-wise, you get people who are ready to play right away and who are ready to, most importantly, contribute right away to winning. So I think building that young culture and having them build up from freshmen all the way to seniors and continuing to set the standard of UNT soccer is a really big deal. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Sports Zone. I'm your host, Isaiah Ortiz. The UNC women's basketball team wraps up their season tomorrow night against Rice, and it's been another successful year. Here to talk about it with me today is Mason Branham and Nick Forrester. Guys, how successful has the year been? Mason, I'll start with you.
And like Gunnar said, offense last year wasn't the problem. They're scoring 40 points a game, but their defense is giving up 50, and that's why they're losing games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you have a talent like T. Higgins, you want to keep him around, but you guys mentioned defense, and one of the biggest defensive players right now who could be available is Myles Garrett. So obviously it's going to take a lot to get Myles Garrett. Julian, what team do you think pushes that red button and trades for him? Back to Kendrick's halftime show here. Kendrick really shut it down last night. I think we can all agree. It was a great half. Q, I just saw your face. Do you disagree with me?
Only thing Kendrick shut down was my mood.
Alabama will be a popular team to watch. Something that's also popular, like I mentioned last block, these 5-12 seeds. They are always something to watch when it comes to March Madness. They are the most picked upset, and we have a good one. Oregon against Liberty. 2 clashing styles, but it should be a very good matchup. Wyatt, I'm going to start with you here. What do you think about this matchup? Yeah. When it comes to his opinion, Q is not like us. Thank you for joining the show. Make sure to tune in on Thursday for another episode of Sports Zone.
That I just feel that the Republican Party will pass policy that is more in line with the things that I believe in and that I'm more likely to support.
18 to 29-year-old male demographic was a huge win for Donald Trump, and it reflected through the numbers. According to a survey conducted by AP Votecast, there was a huge swing in votes from the prior election. According to their website, SICM is a trip where students learn what it takes to be disciples of Christ, evangelizing those around you, facilitating meaningful discussions, and more. The cost of the trip is $1,400, and while the trip may be expensive, Juarez is finding ways to raise money, which includes a fundraiser through his job at a restaurant. While raising money may be a short-term problem, Juarez has his head held high as he is more focused on the experience rather than the cost.